Well, Americans had a very busy weekend doing what Congress wouldn't do. Americans spent the weekend basically combing through 44,000 hours of January 6th footage. Some eagle-eyed Americans were able to comb through all of this, and the Speaker of the House, of course, Mike Johnson, released all of it for you to watch. You can watch it now publicly if you'd like. So there's a lot of questions that we want answers to. Here are a few questions we have. Why did the FBI and Capitol Police lure the crowd into the building that day? It's a good question, right? Why were they doing that? Why did Capitol Police fire on innocent people who were peacefully protesting with paintball guns that some had reported? And others were saying, that's a conspiracy theory. You clearly rushed the Capitol. You were not fired upon first. You were storming the Capitol. These were the narratives that we heard. That was suppressed, of course, by the January 6th committee. Will we see body cam footage of all of that? You know, who fired first? Where was that? There was a ton of body cam footage. Or was that all just a MAGA fantasy, a lie by Trump supporters? How many FBI agents were there that day? Well, according to the FBI, there were just too many to count, and they lost track. Originally, though, remember what they told us originally? How many FBI informants were at the Capitol that day? What was their response?
A goose egg.
Zero. Now, the story has changed. Oh, there's just too many, and we lost track. It's amazing how this works, isn't it? According to the FBI, there were so many to count, they just lost track. Originally, they told us there were none there. And maybe we'll see some agents in the crowd when we comb through this footage. Why was Nancy Pelosi's daughter there filming a documentary that day with a film crew? Why was that? Like, she knew it was worth filming that day, right? Like, something might have happened. Will we see the frantic moments that Pelosi came face to face with death and barely survived? Will we see that footage? Until now, we've only seen really what Liz Cheney and the January 6th Select Committee actually wanted you to see. Selectively edited videos showing alleged MAGA Trump supporters smashing windows, breaching the Capitol. And even when Kevin McCarthy gave Tucker Carlson's production team at Fox News a chance to go and look at the footage, they held on to it, and they had to go to the Capitol and comb through it there for 2 weeks. And they went through as much as they could in that amount of time. So it's not like they just handed it over to Tucker and he was able to take it home with his team. No, they had to go to the Capitol and basically camp out there and look at it. So they really didn't hand it over. So now we have access to it. Well, oh boy, because buckle your seatbelts, guys, because they told us what happened on January 6th was worse than 9/11. Remember, they said that it was worse than 9/11. So bad that America was under attack by an enemy so vile, so destructive, that America would never be the same. It was so devastating that Congressman Adam Kinzinger couldn't hold back tears.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you to my colleagues on the committee. Thank you to our witnesses. I never expected the day to be quite as emotional for me as it has been.
Yeah, it really is. A lot of tears. So white supremacist MAGA supporters trying to tear down democracy by storming the United States Capitol. They were right. This footage, as we've gone through it, is as scary as Democrats have made it out to be. No wonder Liz Cheney and Nancy Pelosi kept the truth from us, because it shows just how bad it was. Here's just a sample of the newly released video this weekend. This might give you post-traumatic stress, so I apologize in advance if what you're about to watch is a little scary. I'm warning you. Brace yourself for this, okay? Take a look at your screen here. What you're going to see here on the top part of your screen is an angry horde of Trump supporters storming the Capitol. And I want you to watch as they brutally attack these police officers. And they, look at this. Absolutely troubling.
Wait for it.
You know, look at that. I mean, it gives me shivers. Really gives me shivers.
It makes me think of that Simpsons episode where that guy's like, those white flags are no match for our muskets.
I mean, have you guys seen anything so terrifying? I don't know, but I mean, the blue hat, the blue hair, the blue hat.
What do those police think is going on?
Look at, they're just chatting amongst themselves and, hey, how you doing? Waving to them,
Maybe someone should interview them and ask, what did you think was going on when those unsanctioned people walked into the Capitol?
Oh, Adam Kinzinger really did. He was in tears over it. Oh, it gets worse. You think this footage is bad, guys. Police are so terrified, I'm going to show you next video here, that they're shaking hands and giving more instructions on where to go in the building. Take a look at this. Here you go. There you go. Need help there? There you go. Pat on the back. You want to go this way? All good. All good. You can just go that way, guys. Yeah, right down there. Just walk right through. Pat on the back. Nice to see you. There, I'll show you. I'll even lead you there. Okay, go ahead. Nice to meet you guys. Police are so terrified of these violent insurgents that they can barely hold the doors. Here's another. We're gonna hold the doors for these folks coming through, and I'm just worried that they're gonna run me over. They're so violent, and they're gonna kill me. And so I'm gonna hold these nice little French doors here open, and I'm gonna make sure that they don't smash the glass. And here you go, this way. You can enter down this way. If you guys need to use the bathroom or get a coffee or anything like that, just
It's cold outside. Warm yourself.
Warm yourselves up here in the confines of the Capitol, and I'll hold this door. Oh, is there more of you guys coming? Let me just hold the door for you. And I want to say the next video, though, honestly, guys, might be the scariest of them all. This video, honestly, to me, this next video here, go ahead and roll it there, Philip. There we go. This is the one. Yeah, this is the next video. This might be the scariest of them all. This video looks like an intermission at a Broadway show. You know, when you go out halfway through a show, if you've ever been to some sort of a musical or orchestra performance or something like that, only thing missing is a snack bar.
And the long line only for the ladies' room.
Yeah, the ladies' room. And just people just kind of hanging out, milling about. And this goes on for minutes at a time. People taking selfies and saying hi and fist bumping the heavily armored police.
Asking for instructions. The man there in the gray. Like,
Yeah.
what is here okay over there? You tell me and I'll
I'll
do
go
what
wherever
you want
I
me
want to go.
do.
So, yeah, these are some of the newly released videos that you haven't had a chance to see yet. You've seen the heavily edited ones, of course, the ones that Liz Cheney wanted you to see. New footage also shows the moment a terrorist was captured, arrested in handcuffs, and then he's out of sight of other people. Here you can see they uncuff him, take off those cuffs, no one's around. And, all right, you're out of your thing. Let's give the old fist bump. There you go.
What is this?
Fist bump.
Fed.
Go.
That's was it catch and release? Is this sports policing?
Hey, thanks for putting on a show. Your acting job is done for the day. All right, thank you, and good night, everyone. Have a great
Catch and
night.
release.
I caught one that was at least 180 pounds, and he was this big.
Can you believe this?
Go hit the food
No,
services table
I
on your way out and
cannot.
collect your commission check.
So we also see the footage of their Blue Lives Matter friends, just like, you know, opening fire on an innocent crowd. So, right, we're all here to support Blue Lives Matter. We care about Blue Lives Matter, right? We care about police officers. We care about Blue Lives Matter. So what the hell? Are people actually going to start firing on innocent people? I thought you were friends with these guys. Like, they're supporting you. They had your back. When Democrats were saying defund the police, like, these people had your back. These people were warning, hey, what's going to happen to American cities if we defund the police? Blue Lives Matter, we support you, right? Until you open fire on innocent people, a peaceful crowd. Turns out there was a hell of a lot of body cam footage. We were hoping to see this body cam footage. And from Capitol Police that day, all of it was hidden from us until now. And it completely upends Democrats' official narrative about that day. There had been eyewitness reports from the Capitol Police fired on innocent protesters that day. But that was suppressed until this weekend when we can clearly see Capitol Police using paintball guns. Now we get to see it from their side. We get to see the body cam footage from their side. Firing rubber ball grenades, pepper spray, flashbang grenades, and pepper spray and tear gas as well. The official narrative is that MAGA supporters rushed the Capitol, smashed through the barricades, and that's when they were fired upon. Would we see a footage emerging showing the opposite of that they were fired on first, as many eyewitnesses had said that day, and they were called crazy, they were called conspiracy theorists, and so forth? Turns out, yes, we would. So let me set this up. This footage you're about to see, what you see here is at 1:06 p.m. when these shots are first fired from Capitol Police. They're on the balcony, and they fire at...
Giving warnings about chemical munitions. I need the less than lethal team position above me to start deploying.
And fire. Look at the lower left-hand part of your screen. Boom, hit in the face. Okay, boom, right there with a paintball, hit in the face. Pierces his cheek, okay? And just to recap again, so here we go. Fires right here. Fire, shots open, and fire into the crowd at 1:07 p.m. Boom, right into the face and onto the right side. Impact on both of those areas. People start saying, what are you doing? Like, we're peaceful.
Oh my God.
And there he is with a paintball into his face. And
I don't think that's an actual paintball. Those must be some special kind because paintballs don't do that.
They're pepper balls, I believe, is usually what police fire.
so I'm not sure exactly what that munition was that pierced his cheek. I mean, so you can see this crowd is not rushing the barricades until they're hit. Until they're hit with all of these different flashbang grenades.
Deploying flashbangs on us.
And they let them know that they're number one.
Into their own people. We're supposed to be supporting Blue Lives Matter. We represent Blue Lives, and this is what they do to us.
Sting ball deployed! Sting ball deployed! Sting ball deployed!
Now you can see all the body cam footage here from the police, the Capitol Police. There's a lot of grenades being used, a lot of sting balls and rubber ball grenades being thrown. This guy loves throwing them. He's having a blast, just tossing them over there. He's got a big bag of them, like Santa Claus. Keep lobbing them.
23 up here. You're 43 on the north side of High Street. Very large crowd coming down High Street. 51, I need you here, please.
You got more in there? Santa Claus? All right. Give me some more of those. Yeah, give me some more of those sting balls. It's amazing how you need those now that you fired on.
Never thrown the concussion grenades. If they'd never used a pepper spray, this wouldn't have happened. It was a peaceful protest. I was standing within 15 feet of the line of officers. They started firing at us before anybody did anything to them. We were not rushing them. There was no advance on them. They just started throwing concussion grenades and pepper spray.
Yeah.
Now, recall all the interviews that you've done with Brandon Straka, who said that when he was mounting his defense, he was not allowed to see all of this footage. He was only given what they had against him and nothing else, right? So a lot of this was not available, not just to us, the public, because it was a carefully crafted narrative, but also to the people who were trying to defend themselves.
Right.
So like that guy there who was saying, no, we were peaceful up until this. You have to wonder, how useful is that to people's defenses, and how much was it then withheld from them?
We know it was, absolutely. And when you see all of the other, I couldn't show you all of the footage tonight. I want to wrap it up here in a second. But there's so much other footage showing how the protest was peaceful until fired upon. We can't go through it all. But all of the body cam footage confirms it. Here's just a piece confirming that information that was withheld, showing the Capitol Police admitting, here it's subtitled to let you know, that they're admitting we are firing on innocent people. And they're openly laughing about it and admitting that they're doing it. Watch.
What have you got that we can help and push them? Nothing's going to help. The wind is at us. Yeah. We're fucked. Right. The wind's at us. So we get hit them with a lot of pain compliance when you hit innocent people. And not only that, we're taking out one and 10 of them are getting angrier. We're multiplying them by hitting them.
Imagine that. They're innocent. We're multiplying their anger by hitting them.
That sounds like blowback.
Is that what he just said?
That's exactly what he just said. That's literally what he just said. But this is all kept from you. And I'm sure CNN, don't worry, I'm sure CNN will show you all of this footage. I'm sure they'll go wall to wall with coverage of this, MSNBC, about the insurrection, the uprising, how the greatest threat to democracy is MAGA Trump supporters. I mean, it's sickening. It is absolutely sickening. How the orchestration, we don't even talk about the undercover agents on camera caught admitting that they go undercover at Antifa rallies and other things like that to instigate. I mean, this is all out there now. And Marjorie Taylor Greene just a few minutes ago called for Speaker Johnson to establish a January 6th committee to investigate accountability, calls for the subpoena of Nancy Pelosi and other January 6th witnesses who lied on that day, said that they had no discussions with the Capitol Police. And, well, we have the evidence that you did in fact do that. Let us know your thoughts on this in the comments below.
I mean, we're not saying this is the whole narrative. Clearly, there's 44,000 hours, right? But we know now that the narrative that we were fed was a lie to advance an agenda against one party.
Right.
And that's all we need to know, like at this point. And we need a lot more of this.
We've covered the other side of this story. We've shown you the windows being broken. We've shown you Ashley Babbitt being murdered. We've shown you, yes, there were people who did smash windows and break through. We also now understand that many of those individuals were FBI informants and undercover who were doing that. How do we, are you going to tell us who was who? In your, when you do this investigation, are you going to tell us which of these people that smashed windows and pushed through were part of the informants and were doing it to provocate? Go ahead, David.
Well, I was going to say, I remember the very first time that we covered this, back when it first happened, we had footage of people handing sticks outside of the Capitol window, like handing them to people outside. And you can barely find that footage now, but we had that. And it's like, that's the thing. Like, there's so many things that the Fed does that, and they were obviously there. They're admitting it now, but we don't. There's so much that we don't know, and all of that could have been instigated. I mean, the cops were instigating with the grenades and stuff like that. I mean, that was an instigation.
Well, and also we showed footage here that day. We were covering it live that day. The police officers removing the gates so that people could come in, and they were waving them through. We watched it live. But then we were told that's a conspiracy, and then you couldn't find that footage later. It disappeared. They took it down and blocked it. It's unbelievable.